Hello everyone, welcome to DC Minds. In this video, we are going to see another data structure called queue. So let's see how does this queue looks like in real life. So we know we stand in queue sometimes where for some service. So what we do that we stand one after another. So what is the rules behind the queue is that the first person who has come that will be serviced first, then next person, then next person. So in this case what will happen, this lady will be served first, then this man will be served, like that the person who is coming first will be served first. So similar to that, in programming also we have a concept of queue, and the this part of this queue, this is called front. Okay, so this is called front, means front, and this side of the queue is called rear. Okay, so person will be entering at the from the rear and will go to front, and like that it will keep on happening. So the person who is coming first will be served first. So because of this nature, the queue is called first in first out. First out, that is nothing but FIFO. In programming language we call queue as FIFO. Okay, so here what we can do, we can add a person from the rear side and remove the person from the first side. So from rear we are adding the person, and using front we are removing the person, means servicing that. Okay, so let's see in programming how these concepts are taken. Okay, so now we'll see various operation on queue and how does this queue look like. So if you see the queue, some in program it looks something like this. It will have two sides, front and rear, and initially the queue will be empty. So suppose we have some elements 5 to 15 and we want to put inside a queue. So initially the queue, empty queue can be represented in this format. So initially this front and rear both will be -1 to indicate that this queue is empty. And now suppose we want to insert this 5. So what will happen? This 5 will be inserted and this rear will get incremented. So as we know, from the end we are adding the value, means using the rear we'll add the value. So in this case rear will be pointing to this. Next we'll add 2. So rear will become 1. So like this we'll keep on adding the value. Finally we'll add this 13. In that case rear will become 3. So now if you see, this queue is full. So now if we see this, all this operation of adding data into queue is called as enqueue or enqueue or insertion. So basically this adding data into queue is called an enqueue or insert. And now suppose this queue is full, and if we try adding one more value, suppose we want to add one more value in this queue, what will happen? In this case the queue is already full, so we cannot add it. So in this case what we have to do, we have to check for condition called full. So if this queue is already full, we should not add element, and for that we'll do the checking of the queue and give the proper message to the user saying that queue is full. Let's see another operation on the queue. So now initially we have a queue which is full, and now what we have to do, what we want to do is we want to remove the data from the queue. So as we knew, queue is first in first out. So first this 5 was added, so we have to remove this 5 first. So what we have to do, we have to remove it using front. So we'll remove 5, and what will happen, the front will become 0. Then we'll remove this 2, and then front will become 1. Like that we'll keep on removing, and finally this queue will become empty, and in this case both front and rear will be pointing the same location. So this operation of removing element from the queue is called dequeue, basic, or deletion from the queue. And now in this case if you see this, already this queue is empty, and if you try removing one more time, like we'll say dequeue, remove one more element. So in this case it is already empty, then we cannot remove it. So always, before removing an item from the queue, we have to check for empty condition, means whether the queue is empty or not. So these are the various operations that we have to perform, that we can perform on the queue. First one is in queue or insertion, and then we checking for full, then dequeue or deletion, and then checking for empty. Let's see code for this enqueue and isFull function. Okay, so now we know the empty queue can be represented this way. The code for this will be like this. We'll take the size as 4, and then we'll declare the queue of this 4 size, and initially this front and rear is minus, and now we want to add this value, some value to this location, the first location. So we'll say, suppose we'll say queue of plus plus rear, means increment the value of this rear. So in this case what will happen, plus plus means nothing but add 1 to this, so it will become 0. So now what will happen, the queue will become like this and rear will be pointing here, means it will become 0. So similar to that we'll keep on adding. Now in this case we'll add 2, and what will happen, rear will become 1. So like this we'll keep on adding all the elements, and finally we have filled all the 4 location, and in this case rear has become 3. Now suppose we try adding one more element. In this case, if we try performing operation like this, so in this case this queue is already full. So if you perform this uh, operation, means if you execute this line of code, at what will happen, it will give, it should give error, means this is it should give some error. Okay, so before doing this operation we should always check for full, whether the queue is full, and to check that we have a we can check this condition, rear plus 1 equal to size. So here already it is 3, and 1 adding a 1 will become 4, and we know size of the queue is 4. So in this case we'll check this condition, and if this condition is true we'll not add into queue because it is already full. So this is the pseudo code. Now let's see the entire function. So we can write this enqueue function or adding element into queue like this. We will take a parameter, the item that we want to insert, and then we'll insert into the queue like this. So queue of rear, queue of plus plus rear, nothing but you can see I here 5 instead of 5, here we have item, because each time we'll call this enqueue function with different value. Okay, so next we have to check for this queue is full or not. So for that we have another function that we have written is full. In this case what will happen, we will return either true or false. So bool is nothing but boolean data type, it can have value either true or false. So here what we are doing, have to check for this condition, rear plus 1 equal to size. So in this case if this condition is true, what will happen, this will return true, and then it will say the queue is full, otherwise it will return false. So so as we know, we have to check this condition before adding element into the queue. So this enqueue function can be rewritten like this. So what we are doing here, we are checking first this queue is full or not. So if this queue is full, then what will happen, this condition will be true and it will return true, and this will become true equal to true, that is also true. So what will happen, it will print q equal to q is full, otherwise what will happen, it will add the item to this queue. Okay, so this is the function for adding element into queue. Now let's see code for dequeue and each empty function. Okay, so here we have a queue and it is already full, means it is elements are already filled here. So now we want, what we want to do, we want to remove this first element 5. So what we can do, we can write pseudocode like this, queue plus plus front. So what will happen, this front will become 0, and queue of 0. This will be 0, 1, 2, 3. Position will be like that. So it will, what will become, it will give 5. So the queue will become like this. Now it will point like this. What we'll do, we'll keep on removing element like this. So we'll remove 2, then 15, then 13. So it will keep removing. Finally we'll remove last element and the queue will become like this. So at this point in time, this queue is empty. Both front and rear are 3. So now if we want to try removing one more element, so we'll say queue of front plus plus front. So in this case, what will happen? The queue is already empty. So if we try performing this operation one more time, what will happen? It will give error, saying it will give error, and we should provide proper message for that. So we should check for this condition, saying that whether the queue is empty or not. And in that case, we can check for this front equal to rear. So we'll check before removing the element from this queue. Each time we are trying to remove, we'll check whether the queue is empty or not. So let's see the function for this. So this is the function which name is dequeue, or you can write any name, delete also we can write. So here what we are doing here is that we have a variable called int item, and then item equal to queue of plus plus front. What will happen? This front will be initially -1, and what will happen? Plus plus will increment value by 1. So what will happen? It will become 0. So queue of 0 it will be, and this will give value 5. So 5 will be stored in this item, and then we'll print deleted item is, instead of this percent, instead of this item, this 5 will be displayed. Like that, whenever we want to delete item, we'll keep on calling this dequeue function. So and we have to write the function for this uh, empty condition also. So this is the function that will check whether the queue is empty or not. So if both are front and rear are equal, then in this case it is empty and it will return true, otherwise it will return false. So as we know, before removing any element from this queue, we should check whether the queue is empty or not. So this dequeue function can be rewritten using this empty function like this. So first what we'll do, we'll check whether the queue is empty or not. If this queue is if this empty function is returning true, then in this case queue is empty and it will simply return here. Otherwise what will happen, we'll take the element from this queue by incrementing the front value, and then we'll print that element. So this is the dequeue function you can call, and you can remove the element. Okay, so now let's see the entire program for queue. So if you see this program, initially what will happen, the program will start from here, execution will start from here, and we will have this empty queue like this, and size is 4, and front rear both are -1. So what will happen, whenever we call this enqueue, what will happen, it will call this enqueue function, and it will call again this, in turn this is full. So in this case what will happen, rear plus 1 is nothing but -1 plus 1, 0 equal to size, that is 4. So in this case what will, this condition is false, so it will return false. So what will happen, this false equal to false. So what will happen, this condition is false, means basically queue is not full at this point in time. So what will happen, it will say queue of plus plus rear equal to item. So what will happen, one item will get added to this. Similarly 2 will be added. Similar next time 15 will be added at this location, and then next 13 will be added. So queue will become like this. Next, if we try adding one more item, in this case what will happen, it will call this enqueue, and in this case it will check for is full, and now the value of rear is 3. So what will happen, 3 plus 1 equal to 4 because size value is 4. So in this case it will become true, means it will return this true. So here it will come true and true equal to true, means both are same. So it will, this condition will be true, and in this case this queue is full, it will be returning. Okay, so it will return here, and it's at this point it will display the message queue is full. Now suppose if, now this is for deletion of the item. So whenever it will call this function, what will happen, it will remove this 5. So whenever we are calling this dict, it will come here and it will check for empty. So in this case if you see, mine both are different, both are not same, front and rear are different. Okay, so what will happen, it will return this false, and it will come over here, item will be 5 because front value is -1, and when we increment it, it will become 0. So q of 0 will be 5. So it will be printing deleted item is 5. So q will become this. So 5 will be deleted. Next, at this line, when you execute this line, this 2 will be deleted. Next 15 will be deleted. Then 13 will be deleted. Now the queue is empty, and if you try deleting one more time, what will happen, it will come here and check for empty. So this condition will be front equal to rear, means both are same. So in this case it will return true, and this queue is empty will be displayed, and it will return from here. So this is the entire program and how it works. And this same program we can be written in this format. Instead of writing separate function to check q is m full or not, you can check like this, rear plus plus equal to size, and instead of plus plus rear, you can say rear equal to rear plus 1 and then use it. Similarly, you can write dequeue function like this. You can directly check whether queue is empty or not by putting this condition instead of writing a separate function for checking queue is empty or not. And then you can increment this front, instead of saying plus plus front, you can say front equal to front plus 1. So this is another way of writing. So always remember, q is first in first out. Okay, and it is called as FIFO. So one real time use case of this queue can be that, suppose uh, you are implementing some application for bank, like, and always in banking application, the person who request for service first has to be given service first. So if if I want to get the service and I have requested first, then I should get first. So here what is happening, first person has to be served first, that means we can use the queue data structure. Another use case you can think of is that ticket reservation application. So if you have to implement ticket reservation application, there also what has to be there, person who is requesting for ticket first has to be given first. So in this case, first person first service. So this is, here also you can use queue. And this is all about queue. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and hit the like button. If you feel this will be helpful for your friends and colleagues, please share this. And if you have any query, please comment.